Hey guys, this is Narsiman. I'm back with another video. This video is about a topic that is very dear to my heart. This video is about education. Yeah. So I wanted to divide this video into two parts. I'm going to make two videos on this topic. The first is the problem I see with the current education system, and the second part is going to be the solution, or what do I feel should be done to make education a more interesting and a fulfilling experience for children. So if you think about it, education, the purpose of education is to teach you information, useful information, which you can use in your adult life when you grow up. That is the purpose of education. It is to light a fire in your mind. It is to make you curious about things. It is a process where you know your world, your surroundings around you, You discover things, and it's supposed to excite you. Question is, does it happen in schools? Does it happen in colleges? How efficient is education? So you can do this experiment. You can ask every child out there right now. You ask them, do you like studies? Do you like your textbooks? Do you like going to school every day? Do you like your teachers? And to be honest, you're not gonna find. Maybe you'll find a very small percentage of these students who say, yes, I like to go to school, I like studying, I like my teachers, I like my textbooks. You're not gonna find such students. they're very rare. I think what I've seen, at least from growing up, from my experience, is that I think because of examinations and the pressure and stress involved in clearing these examinations, and not only that, but getting a good grade, is that students live their entire lives missing the point of education, which is to prepare you for an experience, to prepare you for adulthood. But instead they focus on the short-term examinations. It's like they get very obsessive with these exams and the marks, and they study for these exams just to clear these exams, and they forget what they've learned for the previous exam. It's like their entire life is wasted in clearing examinations. If you were to think about it, India is a nation that is obsessed with marks. You can see the bus stops, you can see the billboards, you can see the newspapers, advertisements of these nerdy looking students with their marks printed underneath their nerdy looking faces, and a coaching institute that capitalizes on these poor students' marks to make a profit. You don't believe me? Just look at an ad for an IIT coaching institute. You see that. You'll see what I'm talking about. So it's reinforcing the idea that it's not for the knowledge. You're doing it for the marks. Even your relatives, for that matter, nobody asks you what do you learn in school. They just ask you how much did you score. Everyone is interested in marks. It's like this obsession people have with tests. But I want to tell you that is not the case. You can actually, if you study for the knowledge, it'll be so much better, so much more enjoyable, instead of studying for marks. And another thing that I found problematic was students' methods of learning. Since people are obsessed with examinations and not the knowledge, people are taking a shortcut. Instead of understanding what they're learning, what they do is they simply memorize all the sentences in a textbook, vomit what they know on a piece of paper, maybe pass that examination and forget what they've learned, completely forget. And some people even forget during the examination what they'd studied because their method of learning is so inefficient. So what I'm speaking against is rote learning, जो हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में रट्टा मारना बोलते हैं. It does require effort, but it is so bad. It's so bad for your brain, and you won't believe, I have rote learned my way through life. Till the age of 20, I would say, just rote learning, not understanding what I was learning, just learning for the sake of clearing my examinations. I hated it. I hated schools, I hated colleges, I hated my university. I just hated that life, I mean, not the friendships. I love the friendships, but the academics associated with each level, I hated it. I completely hated it. But I also am at fault because of my inefficient learning method. I think the first time I enjoyed the learning process was when I started learning Japanese. And you know why? Because it was the first time in my life when I had learned how to learn. Sure, I used the textbooks, I went for classes, but I also taught myself using entertainment. For Japanese, I watched a lot of anime, which is Japanese cartoons in the Japanese language, which is usually an adaptation of a comic book, which is animated later. I also watched a lot of game shows, street interviews, and that completely changed my perspective towards education. Because when it comes to learning a foreign language, you cannot rote learn a language. You try how much ever you want to, you cannot rote learn a language. So for a language, you have to think outside the box. You gotta use other ways of learning also, apart from a textbook and a teacher and a classroom, which is fine, which is good, but I would prefer if you also use entertainment. And if you think about it, even for my English, the reason I speak English, now that I think about it, it's I wouldn't attribute my English speaking skills to my English grammar textbook or my English teacher, but American situational comedies, Hollywood movies, the late night show with David Letterman. These shows actually taught me how to talk, Initially I used to copy what these people used to say, but at a later stage I realized, hey, I can make my own sentences, I can form my own opinions and stuff, So, yeah, it's a lot better. And another thing what I did not like about the education system, at least during my time, I don't know how it is right now. Maybe it has changed, but during my time, it's education was, teachers, textbooks, blackboards, examinations, and marks. These 5 things what I said right now, that's what my education comprised of, And if you think about it, what is a textbook? It is nothing but a wall of text, page after page after page after page, with hardly any colorful images, just words in a book. And what is a teacher? A teacher is nothing but a word producing factory. All they do is talk for hours and hours and hours, and school life was like these 6-7 hours of listening to this boring middle-aged adults talk about these boring subjects, which to be frank, I didn't have much of interest in them. It was it's kind of a mental torture if you think about it. In every hour where you have to listen to a different middle-aged person talk and these people are very strict. I think about it, very tight ass. Like listen to me. Stand up when you're talking to me, and they're very controlling if you think about it. Yeah. About examinations, I don't think it's all that bad. I think testing can be fun if you're prepared, but I think too much of emphasis on testing is bad. I think you completely miss the point of education. Education is not to pass a test. It's to it is to enlighten you, about a subject, so that you can reach a point where you develop the intelligence to change that subject, if you know what I mean. You know that? Yeah. Like, one more thing I wanted to share with this was that, let's say you're a teacher. Let's say you want to teach a child about a volcano, okay? A child who was born like 10 minutes ago, okay? Who does not know what a volcano is. The question is, how would you teach that child about a volcano? And here's the thing, okay? Defining a volcano isn't going to teach the child about a volcano. Even if the child reads a textbook definition of a volcano, a volcano is defined as this, no, it's not going to teach him. But you must show that child what it looks like, a beautiful, colorful image of a volcano, or a video of a volcano, or make that child play a video game where there is a volcanic eruption, or make that child watch a movie where he sees a volcanic eruption. So not just a volcano, but any concept for the matter. If possible, use some multimedia to teach that child. If you're a teacher and you're watching this video, try to transcend textbooks, because there's only so much that words can teach you, right? I remember, growing up, there's a lot of things I did not understand. Like, I remember when I was 15 or 16, we were taught about World War I, World War II, and I could not comprehend that at all, because we were all raised in a peaceful society, weren't we? What do we know about wars, right? So in these textbooks, they spoke about world wars and these missiles and bombs and whatnot. I could not comprehend it at all. But yes, I did watch some movies which gave me a better understanding. But again, these textbooks are very complex. Another thing what I did not like about education was that you taught a lot of useless information if you think about it. I'll give an example. Like, a child might say, I do not know how to write a check, but I know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Tell me, as an adult, what are you going to do with this information about mitochondria being the powerhouse of the cell, and the fact that chlorophyll is what makes the leaves green? Who gives a shit, right? Who wants to know these things, right? But instead, teach children things they can actually use in their adulthood. Even for subjects like geography, if you think about it, they teach you about these places like Rocky Mountains and Alps and places, who knows, you may never even visit in this lifetime. But the weird part is that they don't teach you how to navigate in your own city. Yeah. It's stupid, I tell you. The things I learned in school, it was so, dumb, I guess. I don't know. It was, I wanted to shoot myself in the head, It's like, what am I learning? What are all these things, Yeah. I think I hated all the subjects, man. But one subject I liked was physical training, PT. That was nice, because children, we love to move, especially boys. We love to move. We like to break stuff. We want to, we want to exercise. We want to kick the ball as hard as we can. That's why I love PT, man. We loved PT. I think even the girls like PT. I don't know. Everybody likes PT, man. But we just have half an hour of PT for that one day, and not every day of the week. This maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. I think children are meant to play, man. Children are meant to play and move their bodies, laugh a lot, enjoy some good music, play instruments, play sports. To hell with these textbooks and teachers, huh? Education. Yeah. Now the next point I want to talk about was teachers. I feel that the essential prerequisite to be a teacher is love for children, love for students, love for imparting knowledge to the next generation. It is a job where you're nurturing the next generation. It's a very important job. I feel in terms of responsibility, I think it is the most important job in the world. Because your class, could have maybe like the next president or the next prime minister or the next influencer. You don't know. So you as a teacher, you gotta be very careful with how you teach. And I think like a good teacher is the equivalent of a national treasure. I think we've all had that, right? A good teacher, a great teacher. Teachers, so interesting, like so interesting, so beautiful. They can stimulate our minds. They can teach us so well. They can change our world. But they're so rare, aren't they? Because the typical teacher is this boring middle-aged person who all they do is talk, and they're very strict and very nitpicky, and they don't. How do I say? They're not very kind. They're not very friendly. And a lot of these teachers hate students. They hate children. I don't know. I personally feel that if you hate kids, you've no business being a teacher. I'm sorry, man, because it's the essential prerequisite to becoming a teacher, to love children. Sure, you have your degree, you're qualified. I get it. You're good. You're intelligent, but if you don't like kids, what are you doing in school, man? You're not there to pay your bills, man. You're here to nurture the next generation. Yeah, it is such an important job if you think about it. Teachers, I feel, I get it. It's a tough job because you gotta talk for like 6-7 hours in a day. I'm sure it gets repetitive. I'm sure it gets boring, but even as a teacher, as an adult, if you're a teacher watching this video, try to find a way to make your subject interesting for a student, and also you as an adult to enjoy that process. Please think about ways to make classes interactive instead of just boring, and because kids don't want that, man. Kids want to enjoy their life. They want to have fun. They want to play. This video has been going on for a long time, hasn't it? I kind of didn't realize 17 minutes have passed. Damn. If you have any problem with education, let me know in the comments below. What do you feel about education? How was your upbringing been as a student? I remember because when I was a child, I grew up as a very shy kid. I did not know anything at all. Kuch nahi aata tha mujhe. I was I think I started from a clean slate, a blank slate. But my peers, my classmates, they were so intelligent, they're so worldly. They knew a lot of stuff. Even though they were in 3rd or 4th, they knew so much. They were intelligent, Yeah, they were so well equipped. But in my case, I did not even know how to speak. I was very shy, introverted. I was like a crybaby, man. I don't know, man. But I really did enjoy my school days. If not for the academics, but at least the friendships and the endless discussions we had about Pokemon. Yeah. Pokemon was fun, man. And the amount of money we spent on those Pokemon cards and Tazos. We used to buy Cheetos. It's Puffcon, Yeah. Oh, so many Cheetos packets of bought. Not for the Cheetos. Yeah, I get it. It's delicious, but for the Tazos, Mostly I used to get these bad Pokemon, the shitty Pokemons, I remember there was one time I got Ninetales, which is the evolved form of Vulpix, and I was so happy. When my friends were jealous, they were like, "Oh shit, you got Ninetales? How cool is that?" One guy, I remember, he wanted to exchange his Charmeleon for my Ninetales. I was like, "No, sorry, bro, I don't want your Charmeleon. I'm keeping my 9 tails. I also remember there was Beyblade. Do you guys remember Beyblade? How cool was that, right? Yeah, I purchased a lot of blades and used to have battles with my friends, you know. It was good old days. Yeah, nowadays they don't make cartoons like that anymore, you know. Nowadays we have a lot of shit cartoons. I feel bad for the kids of today, you know, because for us we had good cartoons, man. We did. Not for the kids of today, man. Sorry, guys. The kids of today watching this video, I feel for you. My heart goes out to you, man. Yeah. So again, education is problematic. If you want, you know, you can watch this video by Prince EA. It's called I Sued the School System. He says that if you look at a school, you know, it actually resembles that of a factory, where the students, being the products, they are laid down neatly in these boxes and rows. Like when you look at the classroom, you know, like it kind of does resemble a factory. Kids are placed in these rows and benches. They have to sit there. And also going to school is such a tough process because you have to carry such a heavy bag every day, you know. It does suck if you think about it, you know. Yeah. There's another video that comes to mind when it comes to education is this TEDx talk by Sir Ken Robinson. He spoke about how education kills creativity because it is a very conformist system, you know, where every person has to study the same subject, give the same test. Have you heard this proverb by Albert Einstein? He said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, that fish will live its entire life thinking that it's stupid. Yeah, you know what? I'm that fish. I am that fish that was forced to climb a tree. You know, I hated it, man. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Schools and colleges. Yeah. Schools was okay, but college, oh my god, that was really horrible, I would say. It's like a mental decay if you think about it, you know. Yeah. So Sir Ken Robinson also says that, you know, humanity should be known for its diversity and not conformity, you know. Because if you think about it, even in the same family, no two people are the same. Like, let's say you have two siblings who look identical, but their thoughts and opinions are so different, you know. So for such students with such a different mindset, how can you have an education system so homogeneous, if you think about it, right? It's a crime, is what I feel. It's a crime. Because humans, I feel, after watching Sir Ken Robinson's video, I realized that humans are like crops, agricultural crops. You know, every season you have a different crop growing. Yeah, same for humans. We're different. In fact, we need a system that teaches children to discover their abilities, discover their innate abilities. You know, so a system that teaches them how to think and not what to think. If you think about it, a lot of us, you know, if you look at the material, the textbooks and stuff, it is filled with somebody else's opinions on a subject, you know. And what do kids do? They memorize those very thoughts and opinions without knowing what their own opinions are, you know. A lot of kids, they don't know how to make their own sentences. They just speak like another person. That's not a good thing. I personally want humanity to be more creative, you know, and not how do I say it? Not forced to learn somebody else's opinions and thoughts. You know, people are awesome, man, but this system, it kind of crushes them, and these same people go to offices where, you know, they're working for a boss, you know, and they're, again, it's these what is an office? It's a place where you need to enter that office. You got to be smart enough to follow instructions, but not smart enough to question the instructions. And schools prepare you for this environment. They don't want you to be independent. No, they don't. They don't want you to be a driven, ambitious person. They just want you to be a corporate slave, man. And that sucks, to be honest. It does suck, you know. Yeah. So now that I got that off my chest, I feel a lot relieved, you know. Yeah, I remember I having these thoughts, and every day has to be so angry, like, you know, why me? Why do you have to go through this, you know? Shouldn't life be better? Like, yeah. So with that being said, I want to end this video. It's going on so long, 25 minutes now. Oh my god. I hope people watch this video. I don't know, man. Hopefully you get something out of this, you know. If you don't mind, you can press the subscribe button, press the like button, share this video with your friends. Yeah. And take care, stay blessed, you know. I hope you find an interesting way to learn. Try to discover how you learn as a person, because not every person learns the same way, you know. Please discover that. It's very important. Yeah. Yeah, man. All the best to you people, man. Live a wonderful life, live a glorious life, and yeah, peace.